Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Adi Achin. Now, in the past few days, the JF-17 Thunder of the Pakistani Air Force has been much in news for various reasons. The Pakistanis keep waving it across to the Indians as their advanced jet fighter. I thought I'd rather just put in a little effort to find out what this aircraft is all about, to literally separate the milk from the water. So what is the JF-17 Thunder? What are its capabilities? And why are Pakistanis so confident about it? Before I begin with the video, I'd like to request you to subscribe to my channel, like my videos and share them with your friends. So here is the story. The Pakistani Air Force JF-17 Thunder, or the CAC FC-1 Xiaolong. The CAC standing for the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation and the FC in China stands for Fierce Dragon. This is a single-seat, multi-role combat aircraft developed jointly by the Pakistani Aeronautical Complex and, as I mentioned, the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation. It was designed to replace the aging fleet of the Pakistanis of the F-7s, which is again a Chinese aircraft, the Mirage 3s and the Mirage 5s, which were fighter bombers that the Pakistanis bought from the French. Now, before I tell you what this aircraft is all about, what its capabilities are, during my study I found something really unusual about this aircraft. I will tell you, but stay tuned, watch this video right till the end. The JF-17, as I mentioned, is a single-seat fighter which can deploy a diverse amount of ordnance, including air-to-air and air-to-surface missiles, along with a 23mm twin-barrel autocannon. It is powered by a Kilmov RD-93 turbofan afterburning engine, which is the same engine used in a MiG-29, but a Chinese version of it, which is known as the Guizhou WS-13. The JF-17 was primarily developed by the Chinese and the Pakistanis to meet the requirements of the Pakistani Air Force for a cheap and affordable multi-role fighter that they could use to replace their aging fleets, as I mentioned before. In the 70s and the early 80s, the Pakistanis and the United States were in deep discussions for the Pakistanis to acquire the F-16s. By 1989, because of economic sanctions put across to Pakistan by the US, this deal fell through. And then, of course, the Chinese went into Pakistan, gave them an opportunity to develop this fighter and signed a deal in the year of 1995, which was basically a memorandum of understanding for a joint design between these two countries from their largest aircraft producing corporations at the time. Pakistanis, of course, had big plans for this fighter. They signed agreements with many Western nations, including France, including England, Russia and many others. But unfortunately, by the end of the century, which was in 1999, because of the fact that the Pakistanis also conducted nuclear tests, all these dreams were washed away. According to an official in the Chinese National Aerotechnology Import and Export Corporation, the official price of the JF-17 Thunder is about $25 to $30 million, depending on the kind of systems which are put in it. The Chinese very proudly claim that this is basically a transfer of technology from their existing J-10 fighter into this JF-17. That is one of the reasons why it costs so less. Here begs the question, if the systems and everything is from a Chinese J-10 fighter, what is Pakistani in it? Before I go across to the Pakistani aspect of it, I'd like to mention here about the J-10. Now the J-10, when you look at it, it looks like a copy, which is a Chinese copy of the F-16. How much of the technology were the Chinese able to copy of the F-16 is debatable. There is also another aircraft that the Israelis produced, which is known as the Kafir. This aircraft was based on the Mirage 5 with, of course, a lot of development done on that aircraft by the Israelis. And the Chinese, of course, found a way to get this design and implement an aircraft of their own. On the 2nd of March 2007, the first two small batch production aircraft were brought from China to Pakistan in a dismantled state. They flew for the first time on the 10th of March 2007 and took a part in the Pakistani Day National Parade on the 23rd of March in the same year. This aircraft was displayed in the British Farnborough Air Show, but just displayed, did not fly because of the fact of the late attendance decision by the Pakistanis and, of course, the insurance costs that the Pakistanis could ill afford. Now in 2010, the Pakistanis again tried signing a deal with the French for advanced avionics for this particular aircraft, but this deal was reportedly suspended due to the fact that the French were very concerned about the economic situation in Pakistan and whether Pakistan would be able to actually fund the bills for what they were looking for. A lot of people actually say that this was also due to Indian lobbying at the back end with the French. Let's move a little bit further on the JF-17 itself, and there are 3 or 4 versions of this aircraft. I'd like to give you a small brief about them. The first one is the JF-17A Block 1. This is the single seat variant. It cost the Pakistanis about $15 million in 2006 when the Chinese sent the first 3 aircraft down to Pakistan. This aircraft was sent with basic ammunition, air to ground, air to air missiles, of course with the gun, and the Pakistanis were pretty happy with it because of the reduced costs. The Pakistanis here claim that by the time that they acquired the 15th aircraft from the Chinese, they were producing almost 60% of this aircraft within Pakistan. How much of that is true? No one knows. The next one that we would talk about is the JF-17A, the Block 2. This was a single seat variant, of course, as all of them are. The production of this began somewhere around in 2013 and the testing began somewhere in 2015-16 time. The only difference between this aircraft and the previous one was that this had a little bit of a more powerful engine. The second part, which is something which is very surprising in the age of 2013-2015, is that they proudly boasted of an air-to-air refueling capability, which in my opinion is pretty standard in even the most basic of fighter aircraft in the world today. This aircraft also carried or boasted enhanced load carrying capabilities, some enhanced avionics which enriched their fighting capabilities. The Pakistanis, of course, are now looking at the JF-17A Block 3. The Block 3 is again a little bit of a more advanced aircraft in terms of avionics, in terms of engine power, and the Pakistanis now boast a helmet mounted display in this aircraft. This also carries a better advanced array radar that can probably track the targets at a little better range. This aircraft could also fire infrared heat-seeking missiles, as well as a cockpit with a flight control stick on the side, as we have seen with some of the commercial aircraft today. This aircraft boasted a speed of 2 Mach. Mind you, the previous JF-17 Thunders could only fly up to about 1.6 Mach. The Pakistanis describe it as a 4th generation plus fighter. With what scale, only they know. The Pakistanis rattle about this aircraft every time the border heats up. They talk about the JF-17 Thunders shooting down Sukhois like flies, and now the Sukhois have gone out. They talk about the JF-17 Thunders taking on the Rafales, which to my mind has no explanation. Now the fourth one is a Block 2 variant, but it's a JF-17B. It's a twin tandem seat aircraft. 8 of them have been rolled out till now, till about I think December 2019. That's what the latest figures show us. This is supposed to be a lead fighter trainer, an attack aircraft, and of course also used as a reconnaissance. These are the claims of the Pakistanis. The JF-17B has again been in some controversy. Some of it I will explain to you in just a minute. The Pakistanis say that this is an advanced collaboration between the know-how of the fighter building in Pakistan as well as the advanced Chinese technology. The Chinese always have propaganda videos showcasing their military might. This is something that we've been seeing with the current standoff in Ladakh as well. The glorification of Chinese weapons is basically a glorification of plagiarized technology that the Chinese have stolen from many countries across the world. This has been proven by many an investigation that has been done by the Americans, by the Russians, and many other countries. Now the JF-17 Thunder, according to a lot of experts in the world, is a slightly upgraded MiG-21. It's like the MiG-21 Bison. Of course, Indian systems are far ahead of what the JF-17 actually carries. The Chinese J-16 and the J-11 are copied versions of the Sukhoi 27 and the Sukhoi 30. I've actually made a detailed video about the Chinese aircraft. The link is going to be in the description. Do check it out. Let me assure you, when the Chinese reverse engineered the Sukhoi 30 and the Sukhoi 27, the Russians were not happy. As a matter of fact, they have reprimanded the Chinese in open forums many a times. The Chinese like to pitch their technologies with the best of the best in the world. There is no doubt there are certain places that the Chinese are far ahead in, especially in construction. But their comparison of their aircraft copied from various other versions around the world is something that brings a thought. The Chinese actually compare their latest J-20 to the F-22 or the F-35. As a matter of fact, there are studies in the world that are saying that this aircraft design was stolen from the Americans and brought to China to produce this aircraft. On the other hand, one thing bringing the Indian Air Force here, even though that the Indian Air Force is still flying the MiG-21s, let me assure you, and this is something that the Indian Air Force as well as a lot of other experts actually say, that the MiG-21s flown by the Indian Air Force may be the same old airframe, but the avionics and the systems within the aircraft are far advanced and far beyond what the JF-17 even Block 3 has. India has spent a lot of time upgrading their current fleet, as well as now we can see the Rafales coming into India, bringing in quite a punch to the Indian Armed Forces. Now, there has been some news in the last couple of days about the Pakistani JF-17s. I understand there's also been a crash where the pilot got saved, but something else. One of their audit boards actually found that there were problems with the JF-17s in Pakistan where they are developing cracks in their lower fairing skin. This is the area which controls and takes the weight of the aircraft. These cracks normally come in aircraft of all kinds, but once they are used right to the extent of their lives, whereas the Pakistanis JF-17s are pretty much just about 10-12 years old. There is also another funny thing. I was talking to you about the JF-17B, which is a twin-seater aircraft. There have been incidents where the backseat pilot gets automatically ejected out of the aircraft at whatever altitude the aircraft may be flying in due to an electronic short circuit. Hard to believe. There have been cracks in the area which connect the canopy to the main body, which create another problem of decompression for the pilots. There have been incidents, but the Chinese and Pakistanis are smart to cover it up. Almost 40% of the JF-17 fleet today is on the ground, and that is something that the Pakistanis will not openly admit, but this news is not built by India, it is coming out from Pakistan itself. The report actually says that these aircraft cannot be repaired with the amount of technology which is available in Pakistan, because Pakistanis have not built this. It is quite funny, and it's a very, very clean balance that the Pakistanis try and maintain with the Chinese. Let me assure you, by the study that I have done, the aircraft which was built, which is the JF-17 Thunder, as I mentioned earlier, is a slightly upgraded version of a MiG-21. Looks a little different, I'll give you that, but the systems and the materials which have been used is nowhere close to the fighters of the modern day era. A lot of the modern fighters are built with carbon composites, which make them very light, enabling them carrying more loads and actually giving them more stronger bodies, whereas the JF-17 is an all-metal aircraft. Now the funny thing happened here is one of the incidents where the pilot got ejected out of a JF-17B, the Chinese openly said this is because of the poor training of the Pakistani pilots. Which one to believe is quite a confusion. There are also, the report that I was talking about also states that the new radar that they are planning to fix in the JF-17 Block 3 is clearly too heavy for this fighter, and the engine is not able to take the load, considering, as I mentioned before, the fighter is made out of all metal. I'm going to also take a moment and compare the JF-17, let's say the Block 3, with the Tejas, the light combat aircraft that the Indians are coming out with. Well, our aircraft has been delayed, no doubt, but there has been a systemic improvement in the body, the avionics, and the true package of this aircraft. The Tejas was basically designed keeping in mind the aging fleet of the MiG-21. Indian Defence Forces wanted a mass-produced Indian fighter to replace that fleet. As far as the flight dynamics is concerned, the Tejas has a relaxed static stability, full authority fly-by-wire system, which is a digital system, whereas the JF-17 Thunder until the Block 2 was fly-by-wire only for the pitch control. After doing quite a bit of study, I have come down to the opinion, as most of the Chinese product, is that the JF-17 Thunder is nothing but a cheap, low-tech Chinese aircraft built for the Pakistanis to mass produce. I'd like to ask one question here, which hit me when I was doing this study. I studied the air forces of the Chinese, I studied the air forces of the Pakistanis. One question begs to mind, if the JF-17 is such a good aircraft, why don't the Chinese use it in their air force themselves? There aren't any. Some of the Indian defense experts actually peg the JF-17 to the HJT-36 Sitara, which is the intermediate jet trainer of India. the capabilities are pretty much the same. After all this talk, I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not wanting to actually say it that the JF-17 is a disaster or anything like that. It'll be stupid for us to actually underestimate our enemy, and never do that. I don't think the Indian Armed Forces do it. I don't think we as countrymen must do it. An aircraft in the air is still an aircraft in the air. As a matter of fact, I always say it is not the machine, it is the man behind the machine that matters. How good the Pakistani pilots are, question I leave to you. The JF-17 Thunder clearly is something that the Pakistanis want to flag around with around the world. They've gone to air shows painting that aircraft with their flag. As a matter of fact, in one of the air shows, they had to literally manually push the aircraft, as seen here, off the runway because it wouldn't start. Thank you for watching this video. I will be doing more and more, so subscribe to my channel, share my videos with your friends, and of course, yes, as I say it in every one of my videos, share a thought for our soldiers standing in the battle lines against the treacherous Pakistanis and the ever so over smart Chinese. Once a day, every day. Jai Hind.